Welcome to a new episode of ArtChitecture Time. My name is Brenda Lucy Ortiz Clark and I'm founder of BLOC Art, the local art portfolio. In today's episode, Porfirio will explain us about Casa Cor 2019 edition and the art pieces that he included for the project. In this case, we have again Emilio Longi's new customized art piece and Sandra Cáceres. Sandra, she was born in Arequipa City, which is located in the south of our beautiful country, Peru. She works with organic fibers such as alpaca, among others, and her art pieces are very delicate, shows a lot of finesse and detail. So will you join us? A very important highlight about Porfirio's 2019 project presented in Casa Cor Interior Design Fair that happens in Lima City is that Architectural Digest chose his project to be part of the printed edition. And this is not only a great achievement for the interior designer, but as well for the artists. In this case, Emilio Longi, a BLOC art artist and a sculptor, he customized a piece with natural materials from the Amazon specifically in his case. And Sandra Cáceres Simons, she customized other art piece installation for the living room that was part of this project. And she uses original and natural fibers from Arequipa City. So let's hear it from Porfirio, shall we?
Hello, Brenda. Thank you for having me again. Today, I know we're talking about Casa Cor 2019, and going back to the first interview we had as regarding how is it that I thought about working with art in this show, in this art fair, in this event. First of all, let's go back to what's the essence of Casa Cor. Casa Cor is a show of interior design, of decoration, of architecture, of landscape. It's an opportunity to truly create whatever us designers may have in mind. Therefore, this last year, 2019, I've had this challenge throughout the years, and while I traveled throughout, like in the US, Europe, and different places, I always feel that how come we don't have a Peruvian decorative style? There's the French decorative style, there's a I don't know, the Italian, there's Mexican. There's always some sort of signs in different places where you can identify a decorative movement, you know, in history. Or you can even buy a book. There's books of Mexican interior design. Well, there's no such a thing for Peru, which is surprising because in Peru we have such large and such rich history in you know, cultural history, you know. So this year I wanted to create, to put it that way, or to promote, or to start, or to begin, or to have a Peruvian decorative style. I wanted people to walk into my space and say, wow, this looks Peruvian, but it's not the Peruvian that I know of. Unfortunately, nowadays, for interior design and a Peruvian style, we think about very artisan looking pieces. What I mean by that is that things that we kind of see in touristy places, in income markets, in artisan markets, not things that may have been designed or may have had a special manufacturing piece or something. So for Casa Cor 2019, I thought I had, and I think that I had a great opportunity to showcase different pieces of Peruvian artists and different pieces, different ways on how to create and have a beautiful interior design presentation inspired in Peru. So the process to select the pieces of art this last year was just as cool as the one from 2018. This year, after we decided the architectural moves and changes that we wanted to create, after we selected furniture, we had to go into the decorative and art. And for decorative, we worked with artisans from Ayacucho. We created beautiful decorative pillows. And for art, since this year, if you guys will see in the photos, we created a texture on the walls that was quite special. I wanted pieces of art that would definitely show off on this wall. So I selected. I had two ideas. I wanted something 3D. I wanted almost like a sculpture that I could hang from the wall, but at the same time, I wanted that this sculptures would tell a story to all the visitors. Would talk about Peru, would share something about some sort of technique, and would give me volume, texture, and at the same time movement. For the actual process, I remember talking to BLOC Art, and you guys showed me the portfolio of artists you guys had, and I shared the my mood board and the 3D views and floor plans. And then I remember we pre-selected to work with two artists. Well, was Emilio Longhi that I know very well, and I love his art. And the second was to work with Sandra Cáceres. Sandra Cáceres has a beautiful portfolio, just as great as Emilio's, and based on the ideas that I had, and this is the interesting part. I had the ideas of what I kind of like imagined on the wall, what I kind of imagined what it should look like, how I imagined that my visitors should interact with a piece of art, and you guys or BLOC Art identified what artists would work, or what artists work with pieces that would work for the space, you know. So I thought that process was quite fast and quite good because you guys read me very well. This time I also visited both of their workspaces. I had been to Emilio's before in Barranco, and I've seen his work and how he works. So I was a little familiar with Emilio. With Sandra, it was the first time I was going to her space, and it was beautiful. She showed me all of her techniques. She showed me prior work that she had done. And so we agreed she read me perfectly what I wanted. I wanted something 3D. I can give the artist my idea, but it's definitely the artist's job to create whatever they feel like creating, you know? So she started talking about, I remember, about the earth and how the earth had all these the feelings of the earth, and how that would represent into different elements, curvy elements that could represent how what the earth really looked like, and nature, and different pieces like that. So she created, and also Emilio created. Emilio created a piece, a decorative piece of art with natural fibers from a river from the jungle, and Sandra created a 3D sculpture, and quite large. It was, I think, over 2 meters long and about, I don't know, maybe 80 centimeters wide, with natural fiber and wire that would, you know, have different shapes and different forms based on how you wanted to get it installed. Finally, once the show started, the pieces were such a hit. Sandra's piece was in the living room, and Emilio's piece was in the bedroom. A lot of people, this is one thing again I've mentioned before, when we use pieces of art, we are not only showcasing the artist or the piece, we're also sharing a story. And a lot of people that visited Casa Cor 2019 were able to learn about the techniques that Sandra used in her piece with all the natural fibers from Arequipa. Emilio used natural fibers from the Amazon, and a lot of people were able to learn about the techniques, and also about how he was able to collect some of those fibers. And I think people liked a lot the whole concept of using a new way to see Peruvian arts and Peruvian decorative pieces, and create a whole concept of an interior design space inspired in Peru, but not necessarily with a lot of pieces that are also like icons of the Peruvian culture. And Architectural Digest featured us on their December issue, the Architectural Digest Latin America, especially because of all the natural elements that we used to decorate, and of all the local artists and the work that they had done with their pieces. So it was such a good experience.
Very interesting what Porfirio is sharing to us today. There is something that keeps in my mind, and I want to share it and repeat it to you, is how important is that the art piece or the installation travels with the story, with the message, and it's not anymore about the material matter, but the memory, the story that brings back once you are surrounded by art. So we're talking about the intangible, that art piece can relate to a specific memory that's priceless. It comes with a story. So that's, I think, what art can achieve in every single one of us. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next Wednesday with ArtChitecture Time. Please keep safe and remember to spread the art. Bye.